Hey guys, it's Dave Norona here, and we're at Skidoo Club 2015. I'm going to take you through the brand new T3 Summit Edge. This is a spring-only sled, and it comes in a 163 and a 174. The first change that they've done is the RAS front suspension. So what this does and what they've done is on a previous Summit X model or Summit model, this position actually hasn't changed in the lower A-arm. However, it was cast iron before, it had a drop down and then the bar went up. So the position remains the same. However, having the bar come straight across gives you more ground clearance. And it's actually about 20 millimeters more ground clearance, all right, without it having to change this position. This position in the upper A-arm now is 12 millimeters higher, okay? And so basically what that does is when you think about your front suspension, when you hit bumps, your front suspension doesn't move like this. It actually moves like this. And what happens when on the previous, before RAS2, is that when it went through its travel, it went out like this, okay? So when it went out like this and you were in the air, when you landed, the sled wanted to tip this way, so it didn't inspire confidence. By turning that around with the RAS now, it does this. So when you go in the air and you land on this side, it actually wants to go into the middle. So what that does is it helps you with cornering, keep the sled flatter, and it also, when you hit a bump off, it actually wants to bring the sled right back to middle. All right, so it gives you better capability on the trail. It doesn't change anything off the trail, so it's still side hills the same. The difference in the ski is a DS3 ski. Totally different ski. It's got a 12 millimeter deeper keel. And one thing you'll notice with this narrow ski, if you think about it and you look at your DS2 ski, where the ski makes a contact to the snow is actually out here because it's really wide. So when you side hill, the first thing that hits the hill is right here, okay? So the distance between that and the spindle is great. So when you hit something hard here, it's a lot of leverage that's transferred into your handlebars and makes you do this. The advantage of having a narrow ski is that point goes from here to back here. So this leverage line is way smaller. So when you hit the side hill on this ski, there's actually no jolting. So this is actually easier to control in a side hill than a DS2 ski on a Summit 163, 54, or 46, which is amazing when you think about it, how long these tracks are. So that's a little bit about the new ski. The one last thing that it has is that it has a piece that slides over the front of the ski to make it wider. So you can actually take it on and off. Now you're not going to do this every day, but at the beginning of the season you'll probably run it without because you want that narrow ski because the snow's not deep yet. But December, January, February, when it's really deep, you'll have that extra piece on, and then when it comes to the end of March, when you're not getting those big dumps, you go back to that. So you might change it once or twice throughout the year. All right, moving over. We're going to talk about actually the new change that'll be on almost every sled in the line except a few of them is the new DES key. It's now a clip that clips on, and it's radio frequency, so it has to be clipped on, but it can be moved anyway and you won't hear a beep beep beep. So as long as it's clipped on, it's going to work. Big fix there. The other thing we're going to talk about is the brand new can. Now what we've done here is we've made it elliptical, and so we're able to use thinner material to make it as strong. It still has the same acoustics, but incredibly it drops 5 pounds. The one drawback if you want to replace this in your 13 or 14 is that you can do that, but you have to also change the tuner pipe because the connection between the tuner pipe and the can is different than in your 13 and 14. All right. Now, one of the ways we're going to talk about the whole rear end here, because it's pretty incredible on this 174, but it's the same on the 163. There's no inner idler wheels in the front anymore, so your sled comes out of the box with a reversible scratcher from the factory. So that's easy to put engage and to put back, as well as if you go reverse, it doesn't matter. Very, very cool. A couple of things here on about the skid of the machine is that it's dropped down 1 inch on the 163 and 174 due to the fact that it's got larger lugs and on the bigger track. It also has a machined drop-down chain case by 27 millimeters, and they've machined the gear and some stuff out of the chain case to save some money. Save some weight, sorry. Not save money, save weight. The skid on the 163 is the same as it would be before. On the 174, it's actually, the rear scissor location is moved back 5.2 inches. We also use chromoly in the axles, and we've made it a lot lighter weight. In the track, we've actually, where the rods, you can see in the track here, the rods in the flex edge don't go all the way to the edge. We've now reduced and eliminated that rubber and also trimmed up the track to reduce more weight in the track as well. Alright, so one thing you'll see on this track is that it's got rear slots. This is not a ported track, guys. This has nothing to do with porting the track. This actually just eliminates a lot of the weight, and it actually has nothing to do with the evacuation of snow, and it'll run this track. You have nothing to worry about this track not floating. We've also taken weight out of the sled by reducing the heat exchanger by 50%. Still normal up front, but under the seat, no heat exchanger. So what's cool, really cool about this sled is that the 174 with the 3-inch weighs the exact same as a 163 with 2.5-inch paddles from previous 13 or 14 model year. The 163 weighs the same as a 154 2.5. So you're getting all these awesome characteristics in a lighter sled that will go wherever you want to go, but it's as light as the previous sled. So very, very cool innovation from Skidoo. It also comes in this wicked, one only color sunburst yellow, and it looks really, really awesome.